Okay, so hi everyone, I have Tov. This week we read in the Parashat Beshalach, that is going to come with Hashem, about the splitting of the Yam Suf. Right? There's a lot of things in the Parasha, but two main things that we learn in this Parasha is trust in Hashem completely, and the power of tefillah, of praying. This is our topic, and this is what I'm going to start to speak today. It's from various books. Baruch Hashem, there's plenty of information about this thing in all our Jewish books. They're talking about trust and emunah and tefillot, and so you can find it everywhere. Very, very nice things that it's written over there. So, for 40 years, Jewish people, after they left Egypt, they're in the desert. And for 40 years, they're getting this special food that comes from heaven. In the morning, they get this man. Towards the evening, they get slav, which is a special meat that they get. And for this whole nation that wanders in the desert, right? Get this food without knowing if they will get this tomorrow also. They cannot leave it for the next day, because Hashem told them, don't leave for the next day. If somebody leaves it for the next day, it becomes stale or full of worms, and it's not a good idea. So they have to live in a complete trust in Hashem that tomorrow is going to supply and give them all whatever they need also. It's interesting, in the time of Yirmiyahu, the prophet, many, many years later, Jewish people they cared so much about their work that they didn't give time to study Torah. So he took out Moshe Rabbeinu, it says in this parasha, told to Aaron, keep 1 jar of man in the holy temple. It's going to be, people are going to, we can tell people how we're used to be the days in the desert. People used to eat from this special food. So in the time of Yirmiyahu, he takes out this jar from the holy temple and he tells people, hello, Hashem takes care of you. Why are you running so much after your businesses? Hashem takes care of you. Here's the proof, this little jar. So don't worry, give some time for Torah studies and stuff like that. And so trust in Hashem, we spoke last time a little bit about the difference between believing in Hashem and the trust in Hashem. There is a difference between them. We won't go over it again. But when somebody has full trust in Hashem, he can get whatever he wants from Hashem. Whether it's spiritual or not spiritual, materialistic things, whatever he wants, he can get just from being, full trust in Hashem. It's interesting how it works. It says in the Zohar Kadosh, it says, whoever trusts Hashem, be'emet, really, nobody in the world can damage him. Even if he has a bad luck, Hashem will influence on him special luck, because Jewish people are above the luck. Okay? And even if a person has a decree that he won't be rich and he will have troubles and he will go through all kind of sufferings and stuff like that, if he has full trust in Hashem, he can achieve anything he wants. It's unbelievable. We talk so much about trust, but living it, experiencing it, right? It's very interesting. It says in the Gemara Masechet Ketubot that there was this poor man, and he comes to Rabba, and he tells him, Rabbi, I want you to give me food. He says, okay, what kind of food do you used to eat? He says, usually I eat every day stuffed chicken and very, very old wine. I wanted to provide with that. So the rabbi is asking him, are you sure that's what you're asking people every day? Isn't that too much to ask from people? He tells him, I'm not asking it from people. I'm asking it from Hashem. Hashem gives it through people, but I'm asking Hashem, not people. So the rabbi was wondering, and he was thinking, he does ask too much, this poor man. At that moment, something interesting happens. He hears a knock at the door. His sister comes. He didn't see his sister for 13 years. She didn't, and she comes, and as a gift, she gives him, she brings a stuffed chicken and old wine. And she tells him, that's for you. And he's looking at this, and looking at the poor person, and looking at this, and looking at the poor person. He saw how Hashem made a miracle just for this poor man. So it taught him that it's not like, you ask charity or you ask for donation. It's the people. It's Hashem that sends through his people whatever this guy needs. Okay? And it says, "Enei kol elecha yesaberun." Everybody is looking up to Hashem. "Ve'ata noten lahem et ochlam b'ito." Whatever they need in the time that they need. Everybody gets their portion and the timing that they need it. Everything is written in heaven. It's interesting. So, the question is, it's like this. Bitachon is from the word batuach, sure. I'm sure. Man is so sure that Hashem is going to give him all whatever he needs, that this is called bitachon. Rav Israel Salanter, there's so many examples of Rav Israel Salanter that teaches us what is real bitachon. But it's very interesting what it says. One of the stories is that there was this man that makes plasters on the walls, plasters. And he tells the rabbi, "Rabbi, if I'll buy a lottery, and I will trust 100% in Hashem that I will win this lottery, will I really win? Can you give me a blessing, or would that really happen? Because winning the lottery is one from millions, right?" So the rabbi tells him, if you really, really trust, you'll win it, you'll get it. So he buys this ticket, and he sees that winning the prize is around $1 million. It's a very, very big money. So the rabbi comes to him and he tells him, maybe you win, maybe you're not. You want us maybe to split half and half? I'll give you cash money. Half of this I'll give you cash. But let's split the ticket. Or give me the ticket, and I will give you cash. Half of this I'll give you cash. So he thinks to himself and he says, winning the lottery ticket, maybe I'll win, maybe not. But to get $500,000, I'll get it on the spot. Why not? It's better, no? So he tells the rabbi, okay, I'm willing to give it to you, and you'll give him the cash. The rabbi said, if you're willing to give me a ticket, you're not 100% believer. Mm-hmm. You have to believe 100% that you can win. You wouldn't give me this ticket. If you're willing to give me this ticket, it means that you're not sure that you're going to win. If you're not sure 100%, you're not going to win. It's simple as that. To us, it's hard. We all think, we pray, we're believers, we're trusting in Hashem. I'm talking about myself also. So, in the time of the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh, there was, you all know this story, there was this, last week, we called it Char service. Char service means he's a man that has a donkey and he takes people from place to place, right? So, he heard once the rabbi talking about trusting in Hashem, and he says, so if people can really trust in Hashem, and if they really, really trust, Hashem gives them all whatever they need, why should I go to work? I don't need to go to work. And he did it, he stopped working. His wife is like, are you crazy? We need to go, we need to pay the mortgage, we need to pay to the dentist, we need to pay to insurance, we need to pay to the rent, we need to pay here, we need to pay, what we're going to do if you're not going to work? The rabbi said that if I completely believe in Hashem and I trust, Hashem will send me all whatever I need, the money for the insurance, and for the dentist, and for the rent, and for this, and for that. So she tells him, fine. He's staying home, he's learning, and meanwhile he gave his donkey, he sold his donkey to somebody else. Those people they took this donkey, they were smugglers, and they got some diamonds and jewelry and stuff, and they need to put it on top of the donkey. They put it on top of the donkey, and something happened. One of them lost conscious, he fell, and this donkey is waiting there and waiting. Nothing, he doesn't know what to do. He's hungry, he wants to eat. So he goes to a place that he is familiar with. He goes to his old master. He comes to him and he brings all these sacks on his back, and the kids are, Abba, look what's on the donkey, and they see all kind of treasures and things. He tells his wife, see, I didn't do anything, and Hashem sends me, because I really believed in whatever the rabbi said. This is a dargah, this is a level in emunah, in bitachon. Not everybody gets to this level, because people are questioning, what should we really do? Should everybody sit home and not going to work? Or should we, really take care of ourselves? It's called hishtadlut. We have to try, because it's so hard. I'll come to this in a second. Abba Shem Tov HaKadosh, he taught all his students to trust in Hashem completely. And one of his students wanted to go to his rabbi, but he didn't have the money. He prayed to Hashem and he said, Hashem, please send me the money for the traveling, because the traveling costs so much. You have to pay here, you have to pay for the ticket for the train, you have to pay for the hotel, you have to pay. And he didn't have that, and he really needed to go to the rabbi. So he prayed to Hashem that he's going to send him this money. He goes to the shul, and on the way, he sees a gold coin on the road, but it was inside the mud, it was dirty. He didn't pick it up. He went straight to the shul, and he started learning over there. Later on, something interesting happens. A rich man also went to the shul, also saw this gold coin. He picked it up, he cleaned it, went to the water, cleaned until it was sparkling and new, and comes to the shul, and he says, oh, I'm rich, I don't need this, who can I give it to? Maybe I'll give it for tzedakah. He's looking, and sees this student of Abba Shem Tov among of these people, and he tells him, Rabbi, I found this, can I give it to you? He said, where exactly did you find it? I said, found it on the road. And it was very interesting. He said, yeah, it was dirty and I cleaned it. Look at this level in trust that this guy had. He didn't pick it up. Why? Because he said, if I pray to Hashem that he will send me the money, I don't have to go and clean it and make it sparkling and whatever. Hashem will send it as is, as the way that I want it. I don't have to work. It's not that he was lazy or something. He wasn't lazy. He believed he's going to get $100, let's say. He's going to get $100. Now you don't have to work very, very hard for this.
Shouldn't
and
he
here,
be thankful he saw it?
Of course he was thankful.
No, but not that the person has to give it to him, because if I walk down the street with such a belief and I see $100 on the floor, I would believe that Hashem gave it to me. I wouldn't say it should come to my hand.
Right. But because it was dirty, he thought he doesn't have to make this extra hishtadlut to go and clean it. That's not what he asked for. He asked for something that he can...
For me.
Huh?
For me, it'd be something
Of course. For us, $100, $10, you will be happy, right? But that's the level that this man had. He felt that, it has to be all the way. He doesn't have to work hard for it. And the truth is that he got it. This man came, he cleaned it for him, and he gave it to him. So he really got it. So sometimes we see that when you try too much, it doesn't help. Sometimes it even makes things worse. I'll come to it in a second when I'll talk about this.
What do you mean if you try too much to work?
If you try to do things too much, it makes things worse. What do I mean? So, in the time of Shlomo Melech, he had two people that they used to write for him his books. And one day, we know that Shlomo Melech was very spiritual. He saw Malach HaMavet. He saw Satan. But he was very sad. He tells him, why are you sad? He says, I have these two people that I have to kill them, but I have no way of doing it.
Malach HaMavet is sad?
Yeah, I have to kill two people, and I have no way of doing it. So Shlomo Melech is inquiring and asking, and he found to know that it's two people, these two people that write for him his books. So he wants to outsmart Malach HaMavet. He tells these people, come, I have a mission for you. You now go to the city that's called Luz. In the city of Luz, the Malach HaMavet couldn't enter this city. Nobody died in that city. He said, you're going to stay there for a while, he won't touch you. So they start going, and in the gate, just before they enter Luz, this is when Malach HaMavet was able to catch them, and he killed them. And word came to Shlomo Melech. So he came, and the next day he sees the Satan very happy. He says, what's now? He tells him, you know, you really helped me so much the other day. He said, what happened? He said, I couldn't kill these people because I got a mission to kill them only in the gate of Luz. You know, just before entering Luz. And I didn't know, how should I take them over there? I didn't know what to do. So I wasn't able to kill them because I'm supposed to kill them in a certain place only, in a certain time, in a certain place. But then you wanted to outsmart me and you sent these people over there so that they shouldn't die. But I was able to catch them over there because this is where I was supposed to kill them from the beginning. So sometimes we're trying to do things, you know, take things into action and do things extra, and it doesn't work. You all know the story about Yosef Mokeh Shabbat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? This Gentile, right? He had a lot of treasures, he had his home, and he heard that all his belongings will go to Yosef Mokeh Shabbat. So he's trying to think, what should I do, what should I do? He sells everything, he buys one big diamond, and he puts it in his head, in his hat. And then one day this wind just blows off his hat and he loses everything. What happens here? He made too much ishtadlut. Why he made too much ishtadlut? If he would leave everything as is, it wouldn't be that easy for Yosef Mokeh Shabbat to get all his money. But now that he sold everything, put everything in this one little or big diamond, right? He lost this diamond on the spot. So sometimes people do too much when it's not needed, and then they lose it. The question is, should people ask Hashem for luxury things also, or only whatever they need? I need to pay the rent, let's say I need $1,000, but I want also to buy a gift for my little daughter, and I want to buy a card for my neighbor's wedding, and should I, pray and ask also for luxury, or only for necessities? So there was this debate between Harashash and Rabbi Israel Salanter. And Harashash says, no, can it be that you really can ask for luxury things also? He tells him, test Hashem, ask, see what happens. So he tells him, you know something? Okay, I want you to have now in your hand gold watch. Expensive, he doesn't really need it at that moment. But if you'll see that Hashem makes this miracle of gold and brings you gold watch, it's going to be something interesting. And something interesting happens. Somebody knocks on the door after a few minutes, comes to the rabbi and says, Rabbi, I'm drafted to the army, and I'm afraid that if I'm going to take this gold watch with me, people are going to steal it from me. Can you please keep it, use it, do whatever you want until I come, who knows when it's going to be. And so me, He left his gold watch with the rabbi. That's exactly what these rabbis were debating. And Rabbi Yisrael Salanda says, ask Hashem whatever you want. He's going to give it to you. Just trust in Hashem that He can really give you all what you need. What if somebody is in a big trouble? It says in ישעיהו, מי בכם ירא השם שומע בקול עבדו, אשר הלך חשכים, ואין נוגה לו, יפתח בהשם וישן באלוקיו. Means, Rashi explains that even if a big trouble comes on a person, on somebody, he's walking in darkness, he doesn't see any light, it's so hard for him, he should trust in Hashem and Hashem would save him. There is two famous stories about Rabbi Akiva that goes with his rooster, right? And the donkey and the candle, and then he tries to get a room by the city, nobody lets him in, he stays outside, and then the lion comes and kills the donkey, and the wild cat comes and eats the rooster, and then the wind blows and takes off. Right. So he stays in darkness outside the city, no donkey, no rooster, no nothing.
This is, we read it in Pesach, right?
Not in Pesach, but it's a nice story that we read to our children, and we learn a lot ourselves also. Now, Rabbi Akiva at this moment, what could he do? He could have davened that the light, let's say, will come back. Well, it's such a big trouble for him to pray Hashem that the light will come back. He can do that. He could have asked that this, let's say, donkey will come back to life. He's a rabbi, he can ask whatever, he trusts in Hashem, we know that he's a big man, he's very spiritual, he can ask all these things. Why he doesn't? Instead he says, all whatever Hashem does, it's for the best. Call it about, everything is for good. Because, you see, if he would think, he would outsmart, he would take another light, he would do. If Hashem turned off the light for him, it means there is a reason. Hashem doesn't want him to be in light. Right? For that moment, he doesn't see what good is going to come out of it. Later on, it's going to be revealed. He'll find out. And that's what exactly happened. Right? He saw.
You can't go to Shabbat if you have a light. The city doesn't have light. No one brings you a can. Dark and yeah, you know light. I got a light.
So, yeah. But Rabbi Akiva saw that he doesn't need this light. If Hashem turned off this light, means he doesn't need it. And he didn't want to pray that Hashem will change it and change the nature for him and make a miracle. There's no need for that. He'll see that from this will come just good. And that's what happened. Yeah,
On his level.
On his level. He didn't really need to make this ishtadlut. Same happens to Nachum Ish Gamzu. Nachum Ish Gamzu, there was a decree on the Jewish people, and he has to go to the Caesar in Rome and give him a present. So he comes with a lot of diamonds and golds to the king as a present, so that he will cancel this decree on Am Yisrael. On the way, somebody changes his suitcase with sand. He comes to the king and he gives him sand. And the king is like, what is this? Is this a joke? What are you laughing at me? And he wants to kill him. Somebody comes and says, no, you don't know. Jewish people, they have some special sand. Avraham Avinu, when he used to fight against his enemies, used to throw this sand. This sand would come arrows and he would kill his enemies with this. Do it and you will see what's going to come out of it. Nachum Ish Gamzu, when he saw that this diamond and gold became, somebody switched it and it became sand, he could have prayed also to Hashem, make a miracle, and on the spot it should turn to diamonds. He didn't do that. Why not?
Because this is what Hashem wants.
Gamzu, this is also for the good. I don't see it at that moment. I don't see it for that moment. I guess there is a meaning behind this. Something good is going to come out of it. And what happened? You see, if, let's say, he would come with these golds to the king has a lot of golds. King doesn't need his golds. But now, Hashem changed it to this special magic sand. And this special magic sand is something that the king doesn't have. And he needs a tool, something, to win his enemies, right? So, only good came out of it. Let's go on. An example from our days. A very, very distinguished executive director was working in one of the biggest factories in Israel. And one day, without unexpectedly, he gets a letter that is fired from his position. He was shocked. Okay, so this factory had a lot of financial difficulties, but if somebody would be laid off, it's all these young workers and not important workers, not him. He was the executive director. What is this? Why should he be laid off? He started to fight against it. He started to pull this and to pull that and make protests, and the board were behind him, but he couldn't do nothing. They decided that they fire him, and he was fired. Sometime later, he happened to be in a lecture of a big rabbi, and the rabbi explains there that there's a providence divine, ashkacha pratit, you never know Hashem, how he runs the world. So he comes to the rabbi after the shiur and tells him, Rabbi, can you explain me what happened? How exactly should I understand the fact that I, right, got fired and I wasn't expecting it, and I'm just not here, not there, I don't know myself. Rabbi tells him, listen, you tried, you fought once, you fought twice, you fought 3 times, you went to the board, you went here, you see that you cannot do, let go. Hashem just for a reason, let go. Maybe you should take your compensations and pray that Hashem will show you, his way. Okay, so that's what he did. He went and he got a very good compensation. And he got a lot of money, everything was okay. And something interesting happens. A few weeks later, he got a severe heart attack. And now, he totally cannot work. Of course he will not be accepted back to his work now. He goes back to the rabbi and says, see what the chesed Hashem did to me. Hashem knew in advance that I will get this severe heart attack. Hashem knew in advance that I won't be able to work. So he made them fire me. I got a lot of money from that. Because if not, and I wouldn't get this money, they would give me something small now, but I cannot really work. They cannot really help me financially anymore. So Hashem, did it in advance, let them fire me so that I'll get just good from this. And now I can buy apartments to my children, I can help them, I can marry them off.
When he got fired?
Yes.
See, I would not think like that. I would say not only that he shouldn't have me fired, I would say now he also gave me a heart attack. I would also say that. I would not say thank you Hashem for laying me off and now giving me the heart attack.
But now that he saw what happened, how Hashem turned things to the good.
And every people get paid when they get fired.
They did it.
They gave them a package so they
What
would
do you
leave.
mean? He got laid off. He gets compensation.
If he would leave work by himself, he wouldn't get anything. If he would get this heart attack before, he wouldn't get anything. He would get maybe something small for all this service, all these years there, but not very, very high amount of money.
Like the month he got.
Right, now he got a big amount of money, and he can live, he can support his children, It's much, much easier for him now. Interesting, right?
Not only with big companies, it's not going to happen with school.
Bitachon, trust in Hashem, helps any person, even not so righteous people, even to Hashem, even to wicked people, it helps them, because David HaMelech says something like that in Tehillim. Rabim achavim larasha. A wicked person has a lot of pains and troubles. He goes through a lot of things. Va'boter v'Hashem chesed v'sovenu. Whoever trusts in Hashem, Hashem circles him with chesed. What does it
Why
mean?
bad people have it good.
Chaki, I'll come to it in a second. What does it say? He says, why wicked people have a lot of pains? Because they don't trust in Hashem. If they would, again, Rabim achavim larasha. Okay, wicked people have a lot of troubles. Why? Because they don't trust Hashem. Va'boter v'Hashem, whoever does trust Hashem, chesed v'sovavenu. Hashem circles him with a lot of chesed. When he does certain things to him, he sees that it's only for my good. It's only for my best.
So you don't look at it negatively?
Chaki, look at this story. It's interesting. I bumped into this story twice this week, and it's interesting that a very interesting story from our days. Rav Yosefi is a very special man. Deals a lot with lectures and chazon b'tshuva in Israel. And he tells that once he was giving a shiur, and he was talking about what it says that Yeshayahu, I mentioned it in the previous shiur, Prophet Yeshayahu comes to King Chizkiyahu, and he tells him, you know, Hashem is very upset at you, you're going to be punished. Why Hashem was upset at him? He was supposed to get married and to have children. But he saw that his children are not going to have to be good kids. So he didn't want to marry, he was afraid. Yeshayahu comes to tell him, you cannot make these calculations, and because you didn't marry, Hashem is going to punish you, you're going to die, and you won't have Olam Haba. That's how severe it was. So Chizkiyahu tells him, oh, I'm sorry, you know, if I would know, you know, if you give me your daughter, hopefully with your married, your daughter and me, you know, Hashem is going to Yeshayahu tells him it's too late, it doesn't work. He says, what? It's too late? He tells him, Kach mekublani mibet Abba, that's what I know, that's my father taught me. Afilu cherav chada, even a sharp sword, munachat al tzavarosh adam, is on somebody's neck. You should keep asking Hashem to be mercy on him. You should ask you should pray Hashem that Hashem would save him, should help him. So that's what he did. And you know, the rest of the story, we know that Hashem gave him another 15 years to live, and Hashem accepted his tshuva, and so on and so on. So Rav Yosefi is telling this story, and he tells the audience that when Paro wanted to kill Moshe, because he killed this Egyptian, his neck became stiff, like it became like a marble, and they're trying to chop his head off, and they can't. That's the miracle that Hashem made to Moshe. Then Moshe ran away, and Paro wasn't able to catch him anymore. So the rabbi is telling this story.
So why didn't they go to a different part?
The rabbi is telling this story. Sometimes.
No, just the neck,
no,
but the whole
listen.
body.
Sometimes the king gives a decree that this man should be hanged. But let's say they are not able to do it on the first time, so they say, we give you life because it's your luck, probably. So, there was this guy by the name Yoram in the class, and Yoram listens to what the rabbi says, and he says, that's weird what he says, but that's okay, whatever, interesting. It doesn't make me chazor b'tshuva, you know, but whatever. He heard that and it slipped from his mind, he forgot about this. Years later, he finished the army and he went, you know, a lot of Israelis, they like to go to the Far East. Or to all kinds of South America, here, there, just to wander, just to have some good time until they go back and take responsibility and they go to college and they learn something. So he goes to the Far East, and you know, life takes. He doesn't have money after a while. I mean, it's money. So he does something that's not good, He goes to the local syndicate over there, and he offers himself to do all kind of jobs for them, to carry things, to be messengers, to take a package from here to there, all kind of things, and they pay him money. He did it for a while. One day, this commander calls him and tells him, listen, this time I have a big suitcase for you. If you're going to deliver it safely to Tokyo in Japan, I'm going to give you $30,000. You have to give it complete or whatever. Fine. He goes back to his room in the hotel and he says to himself, $30,000? That's a lot of money. I wonder what's in this suitcase. He opens the suitcase and he sees, I guess, there were lots of drugs or something that cost a lot of money. And he says to himself, whoa, if I take a little bit, few packages from this big suitcase, nobody will know. He took to himself some so that he can sell it later on and make a profit. He took some to himself and closed back the suitcase, went to Tokyo, gave this suitcase, and on the spot they check it. It was very valuable. They check it. They look at it and they see that some pieces are missing. They call it. They say, a few pieces are missing. Where are they? He says, I don't know. I delivered you everything. Everything is here. What do you want from me? He tells him, no, you have to give it to me right now. He calls, he makes a phone call to his commander, and he asks exactly how much was there. He says exactly how much there. He tells him, you see, you're not telling me the truth. I'm going to kill you right now. It was so important for him. The guy doesn't know what to do. Meanwhile, he takes out this long, sharp knife and is ready to kill him on the spot. They don't